Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Tarrant, and we're here at Woodbridge High School for a boys volleyball match, varsity, against the Woodbridge Barons and the Colonia Patriots. Woodbridge comes in with a record of 9-5, and they just beat West Caldwell Tech yesterday. They won 2 games, and they didn't have to go to the third. And Colonia comes in with a record of 5-9. Colonia is coached by Chris Montecolo, and Woodbridge is coached by Coach Kirk. I did a game here recently between Woodbridge and John F. Kennedy, and it appeared that Woodbridge was outmanned in that game, and they came back and they won it 3-2. And Woodbridge showed a lot of heart. Beginning of the season, Woodbridge was picked as one of the powerhouses in Group 3, and after that game, I wasn't too sure, but it was only the second game of the season, and now they've come up with a record of 9-5 and looking pretty good. Here's the lineups for the Woodbridge Barons. It'll be number 1, Danny Sabanis. Number 3, Brian Kolpick. Number 4, Davian Martinez. He'll be in and out as the game goes on, as well as number 6, Jack Stankunas. We've got number 7, Luis Rivera. We've got 10, Jay Lizardo. 20, Kadek Sapatania, and one of their better players on the team, John Ardoza, will not play today because he has an injury. For the Colonia Patriots, we have Lewis Bryan, Tom Chula, Rickon Dial, Carnell Dublin, Bart Whistler, Albert Pongo, Derek Fells, and lastly we have Alex DeBurgess. And we're just about ready to go with the action here. Referees are making sure that everybody is in their proper position. It appears that they are, so Colonia will serve first. And serving for Colonia is number 3, Tom Chula. And we're ready to go. The referee signals we're ready to go. And here we go for the first serve of the game. And it's a good one. Woodbridge sets it up. And the ball is in. Point Woodbridge. I believe that was number 3, Brian Kolpick. And now he'll serve for Woodbridge. Woodbridge would like to take this game. Oh, and a little bit too muscle on it. Too much muscle. Too much muscle. So the score is tied 1-1. We're early in the game. I'm pleased to bring you all the action. I enjoy these high school games, whether it be varsity basketball or football, volleyball, softball. I enjoy watching the students play. And here's the set. And again, too much muscle. So Colonia takes a quick lead in this game, 2-1. Looking at the players on the floor, you would see that Colonia has a much taller team, and that doesn't necessarily translate into power, but it certainly helps. It certainly helps. The front line of Colonia is awfully tall. And it scores tied 2-2. We've got to wait a moment here while the ball is retrieved. It was knocked out of bounds. And serving for Woodbridge is Danny Sabanis. And it's over. And oh, it's out. It's out. Point to Colonia. So Colonia is up 3-2. I just want to have one disclaimer on this game, and with the way I pronounce the names. Mom, Dad, I know you're going to get upset if I pronounce the names incorrectly, but I don't do it on purpose. Sometimes they're just not pronounced the way they're spelled. And that one's out. They must have had their Wheaties for lunch, because all the serves have been going out of bounds. We've got a tie score, 3-3. Woodbridge serves, sets, over the net. Setting up for a kill. Woodbridge, Colonia saves it. Woodbridge with a good save, over the net again. Oh, Woodbridge player headed it. He must be a soccer player in the fall. Anyway, the point went over to Colonia. The score is now 4-3 in favor of Colonia. Woodbridge would sure like to have this win today and push their record up to 10-5. Just cements their position in the playoffs at the end of the season. Oh, and it's blocked by Colonia. That was number 24, Bart Whistler, that blocked it for Colonia. And it'll be Colonia serve. And that'll be Alex DeBurgess serving for Colonia. See if he can get it in. And he does. And here's the set. And again, it's blocked by Bart Whistler. Oh, no, he carried it. Whistler carried it as he tried to get it over the net. And that'll be Woodbridge point. Colonia on top, 5-4 early in this first match. And the serve. Wow, what a shot. And Colonia just can't handle it. So it'll point Barons. And the score is now knotted up, 5-5. Serving for Woodbridge was Septania. Woodbridge setting up play and just dinks it over the net. They were all expecting a hard shot, and he just put it over the net lightly. And that ball's out of bounds. Point Woodbridge. 6-5 in favor of Woodbridge. Septania's going to serve again. He's a junior. Again. Too much Wheaties for lunch. Either that or it's spinach. He knocks it out of bounds. Those are points that you just can't give away. You know, it drives a coach mad. Well, we've got a knotted score here of 6-6. And again, that's blocked by Whistler. He's been a workhorse there in the front line for Colonia. Now serving for the Colonia is Albert Pongo. Let's see if he can get it in bounds. Oh, yeah. Nice, easy serve. Out. They've got to control it when they're trying to go in for the kill. They're just hitting it too hard. And although that's good, they've got to be able to control it when they hit it. Colonia is up, 8-6. Pongo serves again, and it hits the ceiling. So that's a point for Woodbridge. Luis Rivera is going to serve now for Woodbridge. Serves have been a problem for both sides. Oh, that one appeared that it was going to go out, but it didn't. It went right inside that back line. So, point Barons. And the score is knotted up again at 8. Rivera will serve again. So far in this game, we haven't had any substitutions for either side. Oh, and that one appeared like it could have went out, but Colonia hit it. And that ball's in. Woodbridge found a hole. So Woodbridge goes up on top by 1. Rivera still serving for Woodbridge. I do have a player on the Colonia side, number 6, and I don't have him on my roster. But in between the matches, I will attempt to find out exactly who he is, and he won't be a mystery man anymore. Serve. And it's over. And guess who blocked it again? Bart Whistler. He has been active. We got some substitution. Coming in is Nick Filson. And also number 15 for Colonia. Although he was in the game. Cornell Dublin. I'm sorry, he was not in the starting lineup. Well, a good save by Colonia. That was Albert Pongo that saved that. Coming into the game is number 6 for Woodbridge. And that's Jack Stankunas. As I said, when the lines change, Woodbridge is going to shuffle players in and out from the front row to the back row. So Woodbridge will be making plenty of substitutions. And Stankunas is going to be serving. He serves it over the net. Oh, Colonia was expecting the big hit, but they just tapped it softly over the net. Colonia didn't react in time. So that's point Barons. Barons on top, 11-9. We're still in the first match here. Oh, blocked by number 15 for Colonia. That was Dublin. As I said, Colonia's got a big front line. Dublin got a piece of it, but he wasn't able to save it, so that's point Barons. Barons on top, 12-9. Stankunas going to serve again for Woodbridge. Gets it over. Oh, Dublin went up for the kill, but he came back down. He didn't touch the ball. That's point Baron. 13-9, they're up. Starting to pull away a little bit. Put a little distance. Ball's over. That's Dublin, and he hits it out of bounds. So Colonia gives up another point. 14-9, Barons on top. Putting a little distance now between themselves and the Patriots. And Stankunas serves, and Colonia can't handle it. 15-9, Barons on top. Colonia calls a much-needed timeout. When you've got a string of points coming like that, you better call a timeout to stop their momentum. Because all of a sudden, the walls can start caving in on you, and the next thing you know, you're down by 10. But it was a wise timeout by Colonia. It really was. You know, Colonia, as I said, has a big front line, and Woodbridge isn't all that imposing when it comes to height. I would probably guess that their tallest man is probably around 5'10", 5'11", but they play with a lot of heart, and they play with a lot of hustle. So not always does the team with the tallest players win. It's the one that wants the game the most. And we're going to be ready with the action in just a few moments. We've got a few more seconds in this timeout. Colonia breaks their huddle, and we're ready to go again. And it's the same lineup that we had before the timeout. Stankunas is going to serve for Woodbridge. And the serve. And it's in! Colonia seems to be asleep here. Point Barons. 16-9. Stankunas is on some sort of a run here. He just came into the game, and he's rolled off. Here's 5-6 points in a row. Secret weapon. Here's another one. It looks like the Colonia can't handle it. Oh, and it's blocked by Dublin. But still point Woodbridge. Dublin was into the net. 17-9, Barons on top. Stankunas is still serving. Here we go. Nice volley. Dublin with the hit, and he can't do it. Cornell Dublin hits it into the net. He was going up high for the kill, but he just couldn't get it over the net. Hit it right into it. Stankunas is still serving. 18-9, Barons on top. They're on a roll. Oh, and Dublin just taps it over the net. Coming in for Colonia is number 34, and that is Alec DeBurgess. Coming in for Woodbridge is number 22, and that's Brian Flores. Burgess serves for Colonia. No, I'm sorry, that was not the Burgess. I saw the three. That was Brian Kolpick. Colonia is making errors that they can't afford to make in this game. And Woodbridge goes up for the kill, and that was number 20, Tanya, with the kill. Woodbridge up 20-10. Here we go again. Dublin blocks it. Point Patriots. Coming into the game for Colonia is number 40, Derek Fells. Colonia with the serve. A block by number 15, Dublin. He's been active on the front line along with Whistler. Serving for Colonia is number 7, that's Lewis Bryan. Woodbridge knew that Dublin was standing there in the front line, and they just tapped it over. Again, they tap it over Dublin's head. Ball gets away from Colonia, but they recover. And here it is, we're setting it up for the kill. And Colonia just stands there and they look at one another, and it's point Woodbridge. I got it, you got it. Nobody got it. 21-12, Barons on top. Colonia is making mistakes that can drive a coach mad. There you go, nice one. But Woodbridge gets it over. Colonia gets it over, I should say. I stand corrected. That was Barron's point, 22-12. And that's out by Colonia. That was Derek Fells that knocked it out of bounds for Colonia. Danny Cervantes serving for Colonia. Oh, and there's a kill by Cornell Dublin for Colonia. Coming in for the game is number 24 for Colonia. That's Bart Whistler. Going out is Cornell Dublin. Whistler's been very active on that front line. Nice volley going on, and Colonia cannot get it over the net. Mysterious man number 6 hit it into the net. So we've got Woodbridge Barons 24, Colonia Patriots 13. Barons are on the brink of taking the first game. Serving now is Jay Luzardo for Woodbridge. And Whistler cannot get it over the net. That's the game. 25-13, so Woodbridge takes the first game of this match. They'll now switch sides, and we'll be back with more action in just a few moments.
Hey, this is Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi.
And Woodbridge Mayor John McCormick.
And you're watching the
Woodbridge Channels, your home for high school sports.
And welcome back. My name is Joe Tarrant. I'm bringing you all the action here from Woodbridge High School, the boys varsity volleyball match between the Woodbridge Barons and the Colonia Patriots. The Woodbridge Barons took the first game by a score of 25-13, and they'll be looking to take the second game as well. It'll be a short match, but Coach Montecolo had a long talk with his team there in between the games, and hopefully he straightened out a few of the mistakes that they were making, and let's see how Colonia can bounce back. A referee is just checking the lineups to make sure that everybody's in their proper position, and that's important in volleyball because they have to rotate the the players around so that everybody serves, and the coaches will substitute when they want certain people to serve. And the referee has decided that the Colonia Patriots are all in order. Now he's checking out the Woodbridge Barons to make sure that they're all in order, and he gives up the ball, and he's telling the other referee, let's play. So serving for the Woodbridge Barons will be Brian Kolpick. And we're underway, and right away the Barons take the lead, 1-0. The big hitter for Colonia is Carnell Dublin. He has 103 kills on the season. And after that, it's Bart Whistler, and that's not surprising since they're the two top tallest players on the team. Point Barons, 2-0. Colonia is just making mistakes that will drive the coach wild. And he gets it over the net just barely. And Dublin, when he went up for the hit, was into the net, so that's point Woodbridge. Woodbridge jumping out to a quick 3-0 lead. Sometimes you get a server and they can run off 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points in a row. I don't know whether you call it luck or skill, but there you go. Colonia makes another mistake. Woodbridge 4. Colonia nothing. As you can see, Kolpick here has racked off 4 points already. And there's nobody home. There's nobody home. Okay, we have a substitute right now going into the game is number 9, Albert Pongo, and coming out is number 30, Brian Gorska. Kolpick has got 5 points for Woodbridge so far, and Colonia can't handle that serve either, 6-0. Colonia calls a timeout again. As I said to you, you start getting that momentum going, and a server can just run off points, and you've got to break that momentum. I know you say, well, how can you break the momentum by just calling a timeout? The guy's going to serve anyway, and he's still going to hit it the same way. But sometimes it's just, breaking their string of luck. That's all it comes down to. But Woodbridge so far has outplayed Colonia in every facet of the game. And I'm surprised because, as I said, Colonia has some height to their game. It's just that they're making mistakes, and they're not mistakes that can't be corrected, but they've just got to get their heads back into the game and play just a little bit better than they are, not make those mistakes. All right, we've got Kolpick for Woodbridge. Still serving. Here's the serve, and that one is out. So the timeout served its purpose and broke that string. Coming in for Colonia right now is number 34. That's Alec DeBurgess. Number 3, Tom Chula, serving.
Good job, Tom. That's it. Nice job, Alec.
And that's a tip off the Colonia player. Point Barons. So we've got Danny Serbanis serving for Woodbridge. And it's in bounds. Dublin with the hit over the net. Looks as if Woodbridge is trying to stay away from Dublin.
Tom, stop standing up.
There you go, point Barons, 8-1. You can hear Coach Montecalvo sitting next to me, urging his team on and coaching them as they're playing. Oh, and one of the Colonia players was under the net. So that's point Barons, 9-1. They're jumping out to a lead now. And as I said to you, that server can run off points real quick. That ball just tips the top of the net. And Colonia hit it 3 times. So that's point Barons, 10-1. Going in for the Barons is number 27, Samsudine. And coming out, it appears to be number 7, Luis Rivera. Also coming out is number 6, Jack Stankunas. And I'll check for you who came in for him. Appears to be number... Well, I'm not really sure who came in for him. It appears to be... I'll get it for you yet. From my vantage point, it's not possible to see all the numbers. Yeah, Woodbridge serves. I'm sorry, Colonia serves, gets it in. I'm so used to Woodbridge serving this game. And that ball was in, point Woodbridge. 11-2, Woodbridge is up over the Colonia Patriots. Jay Luzardo serving for Woodbridge. And that's going to be a tough play for Colonia. They handled it, but they hit it up into the rafters. Couldn't come down and make a play on it. 12-2, Barons on top. Dublin gets it over the net for Colonia. And a big hit. And, oh, good hustle on the part of Colonia, but they just couldn't make the good play on it. Going into the game is number 44, that's Nick Filson. Coming out is Tom Chula. Woodbridge player threw the ball up. They only get one chance at doing that. The second time they've got to hit it. And again, Colonia goes, I got it, you got it, you got it, I got it. Nobody got it. And they gave a point away there, 14-2. Woodbridge is on some sort of a run here in the second game. Trying to make it a quick evening. Ball's over the net. Filson sets. And promptly Fells for Colonia knocks it out of bounds. So the score now is 15-2. Woodbridge Barons over the Colonia Patriots. Filson sets. And Dublin gets the point. Coming in now is Wilsla. Going out is Dublin. I'll call them the Twin Towers. They're the tallest players on the team. Colonia serving. Filson sets Whistler. Whistler gets it over. Filson with a nice save for Colonia.
Bart, you're standing up.
Oh, that ball's in. That ball is in. Woodbridge has got some good players. They got some vertical leap to them. Coming into the game for Woodbridge is Davian Martinez. And coming out is Brian Kolpuk. Serving for Woodbridge right now is Septenyana. Woodbridge on top, 16-3. That ball is out. Woodbridge on top now, 16-4. Serving for Colonia is DeBurgess. And Colonia just cannot handle it. Now they're up 17-4. Coming into the game is number 7, Luis Rivera. And coming out is number 27, Samsudine. And Luis Rivera will serve it for Woodbridge. Woodbridge is on top, 17-4. My name is Joe Tarrant, and I'm bringing all the action to you here from the Woodbridge High School gym. And it's a boys volleyball game on the varsity level. between the Colonia Patriots, who came into the match with a 5-9 record, against the Woodbridge Barons, who came into the match with a 9-5 record. It'll be Colonia serve. It's number 9, Pongo. That's going to be serving for Colonia. And he gets it over the net. Woodbridge sets it. And there you go. It appeared to be Martinez. 18-5, Barons on top. And Colonia cannot handle it. That was Pongo. He could not handle that coming over the net. Woodbridge point, 19-5. We have a substitution coming in for Woodbridge. It's number 11, Jay Sarimento. And coming out is Septeniana. Woodbridge serving, gets it over the net. Oh. 44 was into the net for Colonia. So the score now is Woodbridge Barons 20, Colonia 5. Coming in, it's number 23, Piznicki. And going out was Samsonine. Served by Woodbridge is over. Whistler hits it. Everybody was going up for the hard shot, and he just kind of gave it the soft touch going over the net. So that is Colonia's point. Score now is 20-6. Whistler serving for Colonia. Dave Brandon into the game now for Woodbridge. And Colonia again had a player in the net. That was Woodbridge point, 21-6. Dave Brandon, libero for Woodbridge, is in. He's a freshman. Filson with the save. Pongo attempts to get it over the net, just not enough. That'll be the Barons point, 22-6. Barons on top. Number 4 serving is Martinez. Point Barons. Martinez was over the line when he served. 34 comes in for Colonia. That's DeBurgess. Coming out is number 12. And that was Rickendile. Filson serving for Colonia. He knocks it out. So that'd be Barons point. Scores now 23-7. Barons on top. Serving is Shabanis. Hits it over the net. Pongo hits it. Filson sets up Dublin. Dublin hits it hard. Woodbridge saves it. And Dublin blocks it. Patriots point. 23-8 now. Number 7, Bryan, serving for Colonia. Coming into the game is number 40, Fells. Coming out is Pongo. Coming into the game for Woodbridge is Brand. Coming out was Martinez. And that's out of bounds. So the score now is 24-8. And this is a match point here. Woodbridge can win this with just 1 point. Filson sets, and Colonia can't get the ball over the net, and that's game. So Woodbridge wins the two games here. First game score was 25-13. Second game, which you just saw, was 25-8. And that'll push the records of Colonia to 5-10 and Woodbridge to 10-5. And as I said in the beginning of the game, it appeared that Colonia had the height advantage and that they were going to give Woodbridge a hard time, but it appears that Woodbridge had other ideas. So for myself, Joe Tarrant, and everybody here at the Woodbridge High School, it's been a wonderful day. It's been a wonderful match, and it was my pleasure bringing you all the action, and we'll be seeing you real soon.